and welcome back to the Adventures of Super Clairey. Today I thought I would just talk through some of my Disney favourites. People ask me a lot what my favourite Disney film is, and I find it really hard to say my definitive favourite because there are just so many that I love. So I've divided it into 5 categories for films, and I'm just gonna say what they are and why. So my first category is classic animation. This could probably cover hundreds of films, but I'm sort of talking about the ones, well, mine was made pretty sure in the 60s, so anything from the 60s and before. After that you sort of get into, there was a period where the film sort of went downhill in a lot of people's opinions. They're still good films, like Oliver and Company, The Rescuers and Basil and the Great Mouse Detective. They all sort of come in that era. From watching the Imagineering story, it basically gives you an idea of where they swapped CEOs after Walt Disney died, obviously, and then Roy Disney, and then there was a new CEO after that, and they didn't really know what was happening with the film, so you can tell what those films are. Anyway, it's before that period, so basically before the 70s. Anything before that is what I'm classing as classic animation. My favourite is 101 Dalmatians, purely for the fact that it has been one of my favourites since I was a kid. Oh, there's a postman. I was expecting the dogs to bark at the postman then, but they didn't. So yeah, 101 Dalmatians is one of my favourites, just for the fact that it was my favourite when I was a kid. I had the video, I've got it on DVD now. I love it. It's just a great film. I've always loved dogs. I think that's obviously a big part of it, but yeah, it's definitely my favourite. There's the dog. My second category is Pixar. Obviously, Pixar really took off once Disney invested in them. Great documentary called The Pixar Story. It's on Disney Plus. Very good. My favourite Pixar film is Ratatouille. I just love it. I love films about food anyway, and I just think it's a great film. The music in it is amazing. I love it. Like, it's only sort of recently gone, oh yeah, that's my favourite Pixar, because things change all the time, obviously. But at the moment, Ratatouille is definitely my favourite Pixar film. The next category is princess films. Now, I'm not a massive Disney princess fan. Mainly I like the newer ones, so like Frozen and Tangled and those sort of ones, but I never really liked the princesses when I was younger. Like, I liked Snow White, although Snow White is one of the scariest films ever. And if you've been on the ride in Disneyland Paris, that is why. If you haven't been on that ride, I would look it up on YouTube and see if you can get it. But I just remember the Queen, she just comes, you go through the scary forest, and then she's there, and then she's there, and then she's there, and it's so scary. And we went on it last time we went, and it was still scary, so it's a scary ride. But my favourite princess film is Princess and the Frog. It is just so good. I love that they went back to sort of that classic style animation for this film. The music is amazing. Like, some of my favourite songs, actually, like, I love all of the songs in it. There's not a song I don't like in that film. Ray is such a fun character. I love him. Rimmel, as he is called in the film, obviously. Yeah, I just think it's such a great film. Like, obviously it's a twist on a classic tale as well, which that's what Disney does best. And it's just, I don't know, just love it. Like, it's not even the fact that I love Tiana, which I do, and again, I think she's just hardworking and all this kind of stuff. Like, she is a good role model character. You know, with the things that I don't really like with the princess films is that they always have to end up with a man, and what I liked about Frozen is that that didn't happen. But I do think that Frozen 2 is a better film. Put it out there, I'm just saying. My next two categories might be a little bit controversial, as they have only recently become under the Disney wing. So the first one is Marvel. Obviously that was bought, so I looked it up the other day because we're watching the Marvel films in order at the moment. The first Disney one is the Avengers, or Avengers Assemble as it's called in England for some stupid reason. But I've included them because I think they are great films. And my favourite one is Thor Ragnarok. I was going to say Captain Marvel just because in the Marvel universe, that's literally the only film with a strong female lead. Like, there are strong female characters in the Marvel universe, and that really is only shown in the last two Avengers films. I'm going to do a separate video once we've watched all the films, and just to talk about that because I have just some opinions. Yeah, so could have been Captain Marvel, but the reason I love Thor Ragnarok is it's just very different for like just all of them. Like the Thor ones, obviously they all have this comedy element, which is great, but especially in that film, I can't remember how to pronounce the director's name. It's like Taika Waititi. I probably butchered that. But watching that, we went to see that film at the cinema, and I love it when you watch a film, you find out who the director is, and then you want to watch more of their work. Now I think we only watched one of the film, which was Hunt for the Wilder People. It's got Sam Neill in it. Really great film, and obviously there may be a little bit of difference in the sense of humour, but I just think he's a really great writer because he writes and directs his film. I haven't seen, I think it's called What We Do in the Shadows or something like that. But we really want to see the new film that came out this year, which is Jojo Rabbit. We didn't get to see it at the cinema, but we'll definitely be watching that as soon as we can stream it because we can't afford to. But yeah, so I think that is the reason that I love that film so much, is because he directed it, and the sense of humour that comes through in the film is what I love about it. So that's why that one's my favourite. The last category is Star Wars. Well, yes, I know, probably shouldn't be in there. However, the Star Wars universe is owned by Disney now. You're gonna have to accept it. If you don't like it, that's fine. Obviously, there's now Galaxy's Edge in Disney. I can't wait to go because when I went on Star Tours, you land in Batuu at the end and I cried. Oh, I can't wait. But my favourite Star Wars film is The Force Awakens, which was the first Disney-made Star Wars film. I do love the original trilogy. I didn't when I was a kid, but I do now. And I've never really liked the prequels that much. I'll still watch them, like when I'm watching them in order, but I could leave them. I could happily just put them over there and just forget about them. Phantom Menace is okay because of the Darth Maul scene. The reason that I think The Force Awakens is my favourite is it's the first Star Wars film I actually saw at the cinema. I think the character of Rey is is great, and I love her. I think she's like a really good character. I love Finn, I love Poe, I love BB-8. I just love all the characters. I love the nostalgia of it. Oh, and there's the dog barking again. And I think that The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, I think they were great films and cried my eyes out at Rise of Skywalker. But that's my Disney favourites. I've only done those 5 categories, but there are definitely more categories that I could choose. But let me know what your favourites are down in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in another one. Bye!